the answer to that would be at the end of the video instead of the beginning. This is my brother, Jason.
We'd like to get you together with about 100 other guys who feel just the way you do.
About love.
And we'd like you to meet.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, you guys. I'm Dina.
Hi, I'm Jennifer.
Excuse me, could I have your number? 5, 6. I'm Lisa.
I'm Lawrence.
7, 8.
Hey, you guys. I'm Ted. I'm here, too.
Oh, my God, he's so awesome.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Hi, I'm Karen. I'm Cassandra. Excuse me. Got a phone?
Hi, I'm Josh.
Oh, my God.
We've all got the same question. How can I tell if I'm really in love?
How can I tell if I'm really in love?
It's just indescribable. I don't know.
How does the moon know when nighttime is here? How do the stars know it's time to appear? How does the sun know east from west? How does it shine from up above? And how will I know if I'm really in love? I didn't know how I would.
Love is caring.
I love the way that I feel.
Trust.
I didn't know love could be
Honesty.
I love the way that I'm feeling.
Fun sex.
And I only want to hold
Ecstasy.
and to have him holding
Galactic.
and we love the
Oh,
way
I can't do that. I don't know if there is one word for love.
just like the sea reaches out to the shore, just like the seasons return evermore. There is no time, there is no past. This time we'll love and make it last, and that's when we'll know that we're really in love. I didn't know how I would.
Oh, happiness.
I love the way that I feel. I didn't know love could be.
Happiness.
I love the way that I'm feeling, and I only want to hold
Happiness.
and to have him hold.
Happiness. One word.
Love the way we feel when we're really in love.
Happiness.
I'm really I'm really in
One of the things I always hated in school was when they'd show a movie or a film strip, they'd say, "Stop the film now and talk about it." And we were like, what are we supposed to do? Do we have to stop now? Now's the time to talk about sex? Now's the time to talk about love? Come on.
Look, guys, this is a no-pressure show.
Take it from me.
Okay, if you say so.
Take it from me.
I hear you.
Take it from me.
Fine, you got the old guy convinced.
You know, you can stop this tape anytime you want. Just push the pause button with your finger. Next to that is rewind, and next to that is fast forward. You can pick and choose what you want to see over again. We're in your hands. Take over.
Take it from me.
How can I tell if I am really in love?
How can I tell if I'm really in love?
I don't know. I'm in the dark.
Well, that's a good place to start. No one has the final word, but together.
Us and you guys.
Yeah, together we'll come closer to finding an answer.
We want to give you time to think about love.
And you got company.
You might as well know my philosophy. Right from the start, I don't think teenagers, somebody under 18, not talking about pre-marriage, talking about you folks, I don't think that teenagers should have sex. All right.
Saul's books gave us the idea for this video.
You don't have to agree with me. In my opinion, you're too young, you're too vulnerable. Even committed relationships are spoiled by premature sex.
Saul's practical.
If you feel yourself to be in love, you are.
That's practical.
We're talking about love. This strong, dynamic, energetic, exciting emotion. It's wonderful. But, you know, love can also go from near perfect one day to almost a disaster the next.
And sorting it out is what this video is all about. The bottom line is we're here because of you. Oh, and by the way, I'm Justine. Welcome.
How does the moon know when nighttime is here? How do the stars know it's time to appear?
How can I tell if I'm really in love?
One day you'll meet someone and you'll feel a different feeling. You'll feel something that goes through your whole body.
Your body gets all tingly, like you've got these little chills running all through your spine.
It comes over in a very physical way, like all over your body. It's like this elation, like you feel really, really good, like you can do anything.
When you're in love, it's like no other feeling in the world.
Gosh, it's that. It's rainbows and stars and all the fun things in life. I am so confused. To me, to be in love is to be alive. Gosh, I don't think you have to be in love to feel alive, but to feel alive, you have to be in love.
When I'm with somebody I love, I feel good.
Love is great because it's making him happy and improving his grades.
I don't know. I'm in the dark.
It's the strongest thing to feel.
Well, I know about love, like love my parents, love my dog, but love my boyfriend, I don't know about that.
It makes you feel like you can't do anything wrong. If something bad happened that day, like you didn't do well on a test, or, I don't know, you got in a fight with someone and you're upset or depressed, as soon as you see that person or you're with them, you forget about those things. You forget about the problems that you have with your life or any of your faults, and you think to yourself, there's somebody who loves me. There's got to be something good about me.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
I say to my boyfriend, I'm in love with you. But still, I'm saying so many things. You know, I know what I'm saying, but I don't. Do you follow? What is love?
Love is love. I mean, it's like when you're not embarrassed in front of somebody, or you don't feel guilt after something you've done, and you can just be yourself in front of them.
And it's just a very awesome friendship.
A stepladder.
A stepladder?
I don't know. I'm in the dark.
It's like a white light. You know, it's not, there's no darkness in it. It's just pure white.
Love. My best friend and I are really close, and he has a girlfriend, and I'm also really close to his girlfriend. And sometimes when I'm talking to her, she'll tell me, oh, yeah, I went out with him last night. And she'll tell me something that he said. And it's something that it's like really open, and he'll never say something like that to me. And I'll just say, whoa, that doesn't sound like him. It doesn't sound like he would say something like that. But he's always open like that with her.
I think guys have a lot of trouble talking about love with their friends because they have this macho attitude that they have to put on all the time.
It helps if you can talk about love.
Yeah.
I didn't know how I would feel. I love the way that I feel.
You know, you hear your parents say, you'll have plenty of time to do all that. You'll have plenty of time, plenty of time. When I was 15, the time was like now. You know, I wanted to go out and so forth, and my parents would say, just wait.
I just don't want you to get hurt. He's not your type.
You'll get over it. Give it time.
Wait till you're older.
When you've lived as long as I have.
We say things like, if you have sex before marriage, you'll have nothing to look forward to in marriage. There'll be no surprises in marriage. If that's the only surprise in marriage, I say don't marry. It's not worth it.
How about, I know what I'm talking about.
You see, the funny thing about this, guys, is that we parents tell you that we want you to slow down and that you're too young to fall in love and all that. But the truth is that we look back on our own teenage years with incredible fondness. I mean, for me, for example, it was Patricia. Oh, she gave a whole new meaning to the word love. She was fantastic. You see, I'm doing it. I'm doing the same thing.
You'll never get over this. Your life is over.
Ruined. Yeah.
Kaput.
You would if you loved me.
Throughout history, even some of the smartest girls fell for lines that guys used to get them to have sex with them. The classic, the granddaddy of them all, has got to be,
if you really love me.
if you really loved me, you'd have sex with me.
You would if you loved me, if you loved me, if you loved me, if you loved me.
Say, honey, I really love you, but do you have a condom?
Now, serious stuff. I've got here the little black book of lines. It contains all the classics all the guys have used on all the girls all these years.
Now, admittedly, it takes a certain amount of skill to see through these lines, but it's pretty obvious, I think, that the one thing the guy wants is sex, and rightfully so.
Come on.
Now, here are some soft and romantic lines. I feel like a traitor doing this. Ah, good. I need you. I really missed you.
This one's called the ditch line.
You have such beautiful eyes.
It's said by a guy who thinks his date's a real dog, but he wants one more thing before he ditches her. Ever heard it?
Such beautiful eyes.
It's said right after the guy puts the lights out. The creep.
Hey, you're not just another face to me. I really love you.
What's the connection between sex and love? There is none.
Oh, watch out for this one. Don't worry. I'll take care of everything.
Hey, don't worry about it.
If anybody tells you not to worry, worry.
Baby, you're driving me wild.
No, I'm not. I'm driving you home.
Honey bunch, I'll go crazy. Go.
I think making love will help us. Can you repeat the line? I keep on forgetting it.
Making love is a natural development in our growing and developing relationship.
Can you repeat the line again one more time?
I'll make it simple. Making love is a natural development for us. Huh?
Sweetie, I'll just stay in for a minute. What am I, a microwave oven?
I like this. Here you go. Did you girls know that a guy cannot go for more than 2 days without having sex? No, it's true.
Terrific. See you in 48 hours.
That took care of that. Are you girls taking notes on this? We're coming to my favorite part here, the part I excelled in. These are what I call my good guy lines. Here you go. I promise I won't hurt you. I'll still respect you tomorrow.
We went to get something to eat, and we were sitting in the car eating it. And he asked me if I'd ever had a one-night stand. And I said no. And cheeky devil, he turns to me and says, well, don't you think it's about time you had one?
Kind of makes you feel like you took a number, doesn't it?
Yes!
I promise you won't get pregnant. I'm prepared.
Your place or mine?
You at your place, me at mine. Good night.
I promise I won't tell.
Everything that he had known about me was known by all of his friends. And that hurt because it wasn't meant for his friends to know.
Honest, I'll pull out in time. Now, guys, you know that's a lie.
In the back of this little black book, which I found interesting, are some lines in which girls can say no. They aren't very elegant, some of them, but I think they work. Here are a few. No. Keep your paws off me. I think my grandma used that one.
Hey, why don't we get comfortable?
It's a special thing to me. You're not my type. I have hay fever really bad. I have a headache. That's a classic. I thought you were supposed to use it after you were married, though.
God gave you a beautiful body. Share it.
I'm not that kind of girl. No. It's against my religion. That's not bad.
It's too late. I can't stop. I'm coming in. All she has to say, I think I hear your mother coming. He'll stop on a dime.
It's not that we want you to be flip about relationships that are important to you. We just want to give you the time to catch up with the guys and to gather the courage to handle the fast talkers.
Sex is like any other exercise. It takes practice.
Not with me, dumbbell. Okay.
And if you love me, you wouldn't make me do something I really don't want to do.
Why don't we just toss this over here? Listen, we're all sexual, but there are lots of ways to show somebody you love them without having sexual intercourse.
By kissing, hugging, making out, even holding hands. Sure, why not? Just hanging out.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, he was OTM, yeah, he was OTS. And he wondered if she was GIB. He said I'm HTT, and my fantasy is to be ITB of my LTD.
And she said, okay, Joe, you gotta take it slow. I'm not an easy F, I'm not a POA. And if you COF, I'll shove you OTD on my brand new orange XKE. 'Cause there is LOB and there is SES, and the whole darn thing can be so complex. Yeah, there's SES and there's LOB, and they are not the same.
Take it from me.
Take it from me.
Take it from me.
You would if you loved me.
Girls are supposed to stay virgins as long as they possibly can, you know. And for guys, it's different, you know. They're supposed to lose their virginity as soon as they can.
We live in a sexist society, and somehow or other, the society says, you know, boys have sex because of the possibility of sex, and girls have sex because of the possibility of love. It's a different agenda.
We think we know why guys want to have sex. They need it. Then why does a girl want to have sex?
A lot of girls are looking for scams, too. They might not act like it, but they're looking for the same things that boys are looking for.
Yeah, it's not unheard of for a girl to feed a guy a line, too. Now, is it?
I just love the way you look on the football field. Would I say that to someone I cared about? Sorry.
You can fall in love with somebody you can't even have a conversation with.
Well, at first I'll just flirt with them and start saying hi and let them know I'm interested.
You can fall in love with a part of a person.
If I really like a guy, I'll say, I like your face.
Did you see his muscles?
Or I like his hair.
Nice car.
Wow. Did you see the pair of boobs on her?
I like your ass.
Well, you can't have a conversation with an ass. Even if it's a smart ass.
I think sometimes girls feel as if they need a guy to be whole, to be complete. Well, that's a bunch of...
Especially in the smaller towns, you could walk out of the locker room and there'd be girls who, like, their only heroes there in their hometown were guys with their nose across their cheek. And we'd walk out, and if you still had your teeth and a bit of nose, you could just go, you, and you, report to my room, and they'd be there.
Just how important is it for a girl to have a guy? And what will we do to get them? And what will we do to keep them?
You would if you loved me. If you loved me. If you loved me. If you loved me. If you loved me.
But by and large, the guys are the ones dishing it out, and the females are the ones taking it all in.
It's not fair, but that's just the way it is.
It was love at first sight, but I was only 10 and he was 17. We were snorkeling, and there was pink coral underneath us. And I was, it's kind of stupid, but I was chasing these little fish, and we just kind of knocked into each other. And I guess I passed out or something. But when I woke up, he was carrying me out of the water. And that's when I fell in love.
Love at first sight. I advise you to take another look.
Our stone is pink coral.
There's a difference between infatuation and love. Infatuation is difficult to sustain. I don't think you could build a relationship on it. Love lasts.
A step ladder. You start very slow. You start with the first step and continue on to the higher steps. There's many different steps of love. If you start in the middle or at the top, as in a lot of young people try to do, they quickly fall down.
Interest, intrigue, infatuation, love.
You have to wait for love.
True love is never comes so really fast. It just comes so slow. But when it ever came, suddenly your heart will open.
It just takes time, and it grows.
You would, if you loved me.
How can you tell if a guy or a girl's giving you a line? Simple. If the only way you can prove your love is to have sex, it's a line.
You would, if you loved me.
And if the guy or girl says they'll leave you if you won't sleep with them, they're probably not in love with you. This is the kind of person that's going to leave you right after you sleep with them anyway.
Yeah, and if you think that this won't happen to you, it probably will.
You would if you loved me.
Love hurts, and it can, and it probably will.
Thought this was love, but it isn't what you had in mind. Tell yourself that it's okay. They say that love is blind, but every day's another storm with nobody to keep you warm. You're running through the rain every time he calls your name.
I was always depressed. I couldn't handle it. It's like I couldn't get to sleep. My grades were slipping because I just didn't know what to do about it, so I had to leave him.
Well, here's the fact. If you feel yourself to be in love, you are. Unfortunately, there are two kinds, good and bad. Or, for this intellectual audience, we will call it mature and immature. Mature love is energizing. Immature love is exhausting.
My brother has this way of judging relationships, which he calls the yum yuck scale. It's kind of funny because he says you have to look at something when you're in a relationship, whether there's more yum or more yuck. In other words, do the good things in the relationship outweigh the bad things? And you've got to kind of look at it in terms of a scale.
Mature relationship is like this. It's loving and being loved, caring and being cared for. Immature relationship is like this. Well, let's take an adult example. This person says, honey, let's have sex. She says, oh, sweetie, I'm tired. I have a headache. He says, you have a headache just when I'm in the mood. You got a lot of nerve. Mature relationship. Sweetie, let's have sex. Oh, darling, I have a headache. I'm tired. He says, oh, sweetie, I'm sorry you have a headache. I'll get you an aspirin.
For 2 years, I went out with this guy. He was the football player, I was the cheerleader. We were cute together. We took good pictures together. Everybody liked the way we looked, everyone said so. And 2 years went by, and all of a sudden, I stopped myself and I took a good look at the situation, and I said, I'm not even in love.
How come Angela spent 2 years with this guy?
It was just convenient. I wasn't in love. He lived close by. We went to the same school. We looked good together.
Probably the worst relationship that I've ever had, one that was also full of games, was one that I had about a year ago. And it was the type of thing where, for instance, we might get in insult contests where I'd say something about her, you know, and then she'd say something about me, seeing who could get the worst possible insult.
A girl came to me with a big black eye, and I said, what happened? Oh, my boyfriend beat me up. Your boyfriend beat you? Has he ever done this before? Oh, yeah, several times. Beat you up several times. Why do you stay with him? Why do I stay with him? I love him. Listen, I have news for you. If somebody hits you, that means they don't like you.
There was this guy that I liked last year, and at first we were just friends. I had 2 classes with him, so I got to see him a lot. And then, of course, we became better friends, and I started to like him because he's a good-looking guy. And then we got closer and closer, and I realized this was going to be a problem. About 2 weeks after I told him I liked him, I stopped liking him. It was like once I got this thing off my chest, I was free. One day I told him I liked him again, and he said, well, there's a problem. You see, there's this girl that likes me and I like her, and she was 10 feet in front of us at the time. They were going home together, and I was shocked. And so what could I do? I was like heartbroken. Over the summer I spent 2 months away, and I kind of resolved everything. I decided I was going to go home and hate him so that I wouldn't have to deal with my feelings of love or of whatever. So when I got back to school and I saw him again, I said, hate. And I spoke to him and I said, you know, I really don't like you anymore, and things just aren't going to get along. I think we'll have to end our friendship. This time it was a lot worse, and every time I was with him, I felt really uncomfortable, and I tried to call him up a lot. And then when I saw him at school, though, I would try to hide. So finally, one day, I told him I liked him again, and he said, well, there's a problem. You see, there's this girl that likes me, and I like her.
You have what's called a hostile dependent relationship. You can't stand to be with the person you're supposed to be in love with, and you can't stand to be without them. When you're without them, I miss him, I miss him, I miss him, I miss him, I miss him. And when you're together, you fight and argue most of the time.
And now I'm just trying to get by, just being friends, not loving him, not hating him.
Immature love is selfish. It's when one or both people care more about themselves than they care about each other.
If I know that I can have a relationship that's up here, then why would I mess around with anything in here? I mean, if you can have it up there, shoot for it. But sometimes it can get frustrating, especially when you try to make it up there. It just doesn't happen. Or if it's obvious that it could never make it up there, then live it up for everything that it's worth.
Jason, come on.
I'm just being practical.
That doesn't work in love if it's not mutual.
Some people have the ability to just turn off their heart and separate it from their body, and that part doesn't matter.
I got out of it the only way that I think you really can get out of it. Actually, there are 2 ways. One is to just stay away from it, to stay away from the person, ignore them, if you will.
Like he was in control of the relationship. Like he would never get jealous just because he just didn't care.
And the other thing is to get involved with another relationship, which is what happened with me. It changes your focus from one person to another. And that works very, very well.
I guess I'm just tired of being hurt. I'm just tired of feeling like no one cares.
But, hey, life goes on.
That attitude makes people like me a cynic.
I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm in love.
Sometimes when you think you're in love, things don't go very well. You know, you neglect your studies, or you can't work.
Hey, Mom, let me help with the dishes.
Me do the laundry? I'm in love.
You're careless about the way you look. Maybe the girl or guy you're going out with breaks all their promises, or they're jealous.
And one of them usually says to the other, "Do you really love me? Do you really love me? Do you really love me?" I advise you to say no. You'll have your first authentic conversation that way.
Or you're not nice to the people who care about you, or all the above. It's time to get out of it.
If you have a mature relationship, you have energy. You can do your schoolwork. You can even be nice to a younger brother and sister. You can even be nice to your dog. If you have a mature relationship, you have energy, you have optimism. And you don't fight and argue most of the time. And there's very little jealousy.
Here's a really good way to tell if you have a mature relationship.
When I'm with somebody I love, I feel good.
When you're in love, you want to run around to everyone and make them happy because you're so happy and fulfilled.
You can have a lot of energy like Randy and Debbie.
You feel really, really good, like you can do anything.
Hey, Mom, let me help with the dishes.
Gosh.
But if it's an immature relationship,
2 years.
You're going to feel exhausted like Angela did all the time. Energy or tiredness and depression. I've yet to find a better test. It's really simple and it works.
You know what else?
What?
Sex is never a test of love.
Never.
Never.
Say the guy or the girl really wants to.
Well, I don't think it's something that you have to accomplish in order to go on with the rest of your life.
Losing your virginity?
Yeah, what's the big deal?
Come on.
First he didn't like my hair. Then he didn't like my clothes. Then he didn't like the way I talked. Then he didn't like my nose. There's such incredible pressures. You know, it's not enough to be worried about grades or school or parents. And it's like I'm missing out on something if I don't have a boyfriend. I'm not special or important. And you sure can't be a virgin. It's kind of a whole package deal. Boyfriend, sex, pressure. First he didn't like my friends. Soon he had a list that never ends. Till with all the changes he could see, there was nothing left of me.
If a person wants you to change and you think it's wrong, then just forget it.
I want you to know that it's okay to be a virgin. It's really all right. It's fine.
If you say no, the guy won't hate you.
That's right. It's okay.
I think one of the most difficult things about loving someone is accepting them just the way they are.
Oh, yeah, sure, fine. No, I understand. Sure, great. She doesn't like my hair.
First he didn't like my hair.
I'm in love, and I want you to know that.
When I'm with somebody I love, I feel good.
I hate those people. Not in a personal way, but because they have what I don't.
There's somebody who loves me. There's got to be something good about me. You know, someone loves me.
I think, why me? Why can they have it and I can't? What have I done?
A lot of times you don't want to get close because it hurts too much, you know, you're too vulnerable.
Sometimes if you go out with them and you're always with them, you have no other friends, you're just you and him, you and him, you and him, what else is there besides him? And then you break up with him, and what are you going to do? You know, you're left just with you and no him, and then you're stuck.
That's why you need a foundation of friendship. You have to be able to trust this guy or this other person.
The one word for real love is friendship.
I have been in love, and the kind of love that I was in, well, in fact, I still am in love. the kind of love that I was in, it will never die. It will always be there because I care for this person very much. I'm just a friend with that person now, but I'm still very deeply in love with them, and I always will be. It was sort of a first love kind of thing. It will never die.
Hey guys, start a fad. Fall in love with a friend.
I don't think it's really a feeling in between two different people. I think it's a feeling inside of you, yourself.
I don't think there's a light that goes on in your head when you actually love a person. You just have to be honest with yourself.
If there is a special love with this certain girl, she could be looking like a toad, she can be a princess, and you could still love her, and that is love right there.
When I'm around her, does she turn on something in me that makes me like myself better?
It's not what you see, it's what is in your heart.
She doesn't bother me anymore because I did cut the relationship, and because the games aren't there anymore, and because I don't walk away feeling bad about myself after talking with her.
If you feel good about yourself, you're not available for exploitation.
It's that simple.
What really counts is feeling good about yourself. If you feel good about yourself, people will feel good about you.
For me, friendship and love go together. Love begins with friendship.
A stepladder.
Fall in love with a friend.
The real turn-on in a relationship is intimacy, caring, getting to know somebody.
On the good side of love is the ultimate fulfillment, and when you're totally fulfilled, it's as if you're on the planet Z of funness.
I loved her so much, I didn't want to have sex with her.
It's that simple.
Just here to remind you that you do not have to stop the tape to talk about love.
Planet Z, yeah.
How can I tell if I'm really in love? Don't sleep with him and see how long it lasts. There are ways to tell if you're really in love, if you have a mature relationship or not. This is the way Saul Gordon responds to some of the questions we've been asking throughout the program. You don't have to agree with them, but I bet you'll come up with some interesting ideas about whether or not you're really in love.
Don't ever, 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 ever believe when somebody tells you can only really fall in love once.
You can love many times.
Do you know that about a third of all the young people who've committed suicide because of a broken love affair, because they felt you can only really fall in love once. You can fall in love many times.
Love is knowing what you want and really knowing it, because you've experienced a lot of different relationships.
There'll always be somebody else.
That's not love, that's hate. You gotta be an idiot to marry for sex. Of the 10 most important things in a relationship, sex is number 9.
Well, at least it's in the top 10.
I would say number 1 is trust and caring and friendship and love. Number 2 is a sense of humor. When you grow up and get married, please don't have adolescent children unless you have a sense of humor. Number 3 is communication. Number 9 in a relationship is sexual fulfillment. And number 10 is sharing household tasks together. My wife thinks that number 10 should be number 3. But it's number 10 because I made up the list.
Look again, guys.
Interest, intrigue, infatuation, love.
What?
Staircase.
Oh.
I think that jealousy is about feelings not being mutual. I mean, if I'm sure that a girl's really in love with me, I'm secure, then I wouldn't get jealous. But boy, does it take a lot to get that kind of confidence, you know?
A lot of people say jealousy is a sign of love. I say it's a sign to stop.
Hey, Mom, let me help with the dishes.
Come on.
You have time.
Hey, Mom, let me help with the dishes.
Oh, sweetie, I'm sorry. You have a headache. I'll get you an aspirin.
Yeah. I know the answer to that one.
Remember, sex is never a test of love. Don't let anybody, no matter who, talk you into doing something you don't feel right about doing.
I feel precious to be in love because all my friends think they're in love.
That's nobody. Not no one.
There's some questions about love and making love to which there's only one answer, either a scientific one or a common answer that most people have agreed upon. Wendy Wilson, a family educator at University High School, has a lot of these answers. She's been listening to kids for 20 years and knows a lot about what they say and how they think.
Hi, I'm Wendy Wilson.
We wanted you to have the chance to listen to this information. It's about boys and girls having sex. It's about pregnancy. It's about the chances of having a baby. Now, many of you are probably concerned with this information, and others may not want to listen to it. You don't have to. You can pass right over this section. Though those of us who have made this video would like it if you listen to Wendy and the other people who have something to say about it. But we haven't preached in this video, and now we're not about to start now.
I've heard that you can't get pregnant
If you make love standing up.
You can get pregnant standing up, sitting down, eating, in any position, as long as you have intercourse.
Is there any time during the month when
When we're safe and she can't get pregnant?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there isn't a time during the month that a woman is safe from becoming pregnant. There are times when she is most fertile, but she can ovulate any time during the month because of both emotional and physiological reasons, so one must always use a contraceptive.
But we can't get pregnant if we only make love once a month, can we?
You can get pregnant if you make love only once a month or only once in your lifetime.
Why do guys take cold showers?
Oh, come on, you don't know that?
Shh, no, really. I mean, why not hot showers?
If he takes a cold shower, he'll become cold. If he takes a warm shower, he becomes warm, not necessarily less or more sexually aroused.
Is it okay to have sex during my,
Your period?
Yeah.
You can make love when you have your period, but also you must remember that you can become pregnant as well, so you must use a contraceptive.
What's an orgasm?
An orgasm is different things to different people in the way they describe it. For some people, it's the most wonderful thing that has ever happened, and the ocean waves break, and it's just unbelievable, where someone else may define it as being just simply fine.
So, what's an orgasm?
But physiologically, it's muscular contraction, and it's, by definition, the climax or the peak of sexual excitement.
But what's it like?
Many people make an analogy between an orgasm and a good sneeze. It's that same kind of good physical relief.
Do teenage girls have them?
It's very rare for a female to have an orgasm for quite a long time until she really understands her own body and then communicates that to her sexual partner.
Young people don't know that the first experience of sex is usually grim. Almost no girl will have an orgasm. The boy gets his orgasm 3 days later when he tells the guys about it.
No, wait a minute. I really want to get this straight. If I pull out in time, she won't get pregnant,
I'm
right?
telling you, withdrawal method is a very poor method of birth control. That's because at the beginning, even before penetration, even before ejaculation, there's sperm there.
But if neither one of us has an orgasm...
That's a very common myth, that one needs to have an orgasm to become pregnant, and that's not true at all. You just need to have sperm in the fallopian tubes at the time of ovulation to become pregnant.
Well, if I douche, I'm safe, yeah?
Douching actually may even aid in fertilization. The theory was that the douching would wash out the sperm, but we feel now maybe it's a possibility that it will even help aid the sperm to the fallopian tubes. So it is something that should never be used as a contraceptive.
Can guys live without having sex?
Guys definitely can live without having sex, and girls too.
If you're in love with somebody.
Do you always have to have sex?
Sometimes by not having sex, it shows more love to your partner.
And if you love me, you wouldn't make me do something I really don't want to do.
What's the best kind of protection against getting pregnant?
The only 100% method of birth control is abstinence.
Well, we're not gonna
We've
not
already
have
decided
sex.
that we're going to sleep together.
The best method depends on how frequently you're having sex. If you're having sex frequently, the oral contraceptive or the birth control pill is the best method. For infrequent sex, the combination method, the boy using a condom and the girl using foam.
So, then we're safe, aren't we?
I really want to tell you that today we must protect ourselves from sexually transmitted diseases, and one of the best ways is to always use a condom.
Almost no teenager in the United States uses any reliable form of contraception the first time they have sex. Almost none, less than 10%. No wonder we had 1,300,000 pregnancies among teenagers last year, just last year alone. No wonder 13,000 teenagers under 14 years of age had babies last year alone. No wonder 16,000 teenage girls were rendered sterile, are not able to have babies ever because of untreated, undiagnosed venereal disease. No wonder. And my contraceptive message is just the following. It's just very simple. If the girl's not on the pill, use contraceptive foam. Be sure to put it in before you have sex. And if the boy can't afford 50 cents for a condom, he's too cheap to be allowed in.
This video has been about what you and your friends think and say about sex and love. And now that you've seen the last section, go back and see the video from the beginning. I mean, we're not saying that your ideas or that your conclusions will change, but any chance to review what we've talked about and think about it is a good chance. I mean, I think so. And so do the rest of people who've done this video. Well, let me tell you, these guys have like 30 years on us. And they say that all the questions about love and sex that we have continue through life. I mean, I suspected so much, but how would I know? I haven't lived the rest of my life. Good luck and love in yours.